every single time, every single goal you have, every single time you're feeling a pull to do something. Let's say, for example, because I'm going to use motivation as, you know what, I'm going to give 2 examples. I may forget to circle back to the second one, but let's see how we go. The first one's just going to be business. Okay? The first one's just going to be business. So let's say the goal is a successful business. Within that goal and every action and every moment of your life, your fear consciousness is going to have a series of attachments and fears to do with that goal, situation, or moment. And your heart is going to have a set of desires and things that it desires to experience from that exact moment or that goal. And inspiration comes from feeding the heart's desires and not by being fueled by your head's attachments. So to nail that really simply, you can either have head attachments or you can have heart desires. One of those two. You can either have head attachments or heart desires. When we're in a goal, both simultaneously exist. So you're going to be powered by one or the other in a moment. So let's look at business success as the goal. You want to have a successful business? Let's look at some potential head attachments. All head attachments are originated in fear. So if you want to be successful in business, one of the head attachments might be, these are things that you really care about, to get you stressed, to get you worried, to activate that survival brain. So a head attachment could be, I'm attached to not looking like a loser and not having my business fail. I'm attached to being liked. I'm attached to getting rich so I can prove everyone right or wrong. I'm attached to sounding smart. I'm attached to having a really good idea that everyone loves. I'm attached to having branding that people think super cool. Yeah. These are just some examples. It's all based around vanity and fear. And so if I just use myself just really quickly while I'm on this podcast, some of my head attachments while I'm here right now speaking to you is sounding smart, looking good, because I do this in video as well. I want you to look at me and think, yeah, he looks cool. He looks good looking. He looks healthy. I have the head attachment of you guys liking me. I've got the head attachment of you liking me more than other podcasts, because I have that toxic shame of feeling like I need to be superhuman and better than everyone to be loved. I've got the head attachment of getting people actually from this podcast to do my workshop so that I feel like I'm doing a good job with that, and that you guys look at me and anyone in the space that knows who I am thinks, no, Ryan is doing a good job. He is successful. These are all my head attachments. It's all based in fear of being rejected, fear of not being liked, and fear of ultimately being abandoned and alone. It's not all to do with likability and other people. Some other head attachments could be, I'm scared of going broke. I'm scared of running out of money and not having money for food and shelter. I'm attached to doing things really easily. AKA, I'm scared of hardship. I'm scared of challenge. I'm scared of doing new things. Yeah. So head attachments are anything that has a fear attached to it, right? There's some examples, but with the same goal. Okay. I'll give examples for me on this podcast, and also the example of someone having a successful business. There are heart desires. They're not attachments, because they don't need to be there for someone to feel safe. Like attachments are like, this has to happen or I'm a goner. I'm screwed. And it causes a lot of stress because it's activating survival brain. Heart desires are not, I need it, because it's the presupposition is I'm already whole. The heart is tapping into the creative intelligence and the source of creation of the whole universe. It's an energy that we exist within, but within our consciousness, we can tap into that energy and feel a sense of absolute completeness and fullness and infinite love, timeless love that's within us. So that's what our heart is. Our heart is a portal of isness, or the absolute, or the divine, or the quantum, as Joe Dispenza would call it, or God. There's lots of different ways that it's referred to. So our heart's desires are not attachments, but they are things that are wholesome and holy. They come from a place of wholeness. Whole, wholesome, and holy. So I'm going to give some examples for me on this podcast. So it's a lot more, I'm whole, and I'm actually just really inspired, not motivated, inspired to support people to live with fulfillment, to see, have awareness, to transcend their fear consciousness and live with free will, loving themselves, being in their own corner, knowing the truth of how powerful and beautiful they are. See, that's a genuine inspiration for me. And it's a genuine desire. And it makes it so easy to be on this podcast episode and talk about this stuff, because I'm here to support you to live your most fulfilled life. And that makes it very easy for me, because it's not fueling fear. If I tap into trying to sound smart and think about what I'm going to say, it's going to cause me to have a fear response and feel stress and not enjoy the experience, not be present. I'm going to be in trance, head hypnosis, MPC mode. I'm going to be drifting. So I can feed either or of those consciousnesses. So other heart desires of me being on here is to be of service using my voice, be in my genius zone. Me using my voice is my genius zone. I love doing this. It's to feel a connection to you, feel a connection to source, with the energy and the wisdom coming through source, through me, to you. It is to be present and enjoy the moment. And ultimately, I believe for every human being, all heart desires come back down to feeling a sense of fullness, aka fulfillment. So my top heart's desire is to be fulfilled. And when I tap into those heart desires, you see, if you're watching the video, that I've got a bit of a involuntary smile on my face, because it feels really nice to tap into those areas. If I default back to fear consciousness, which is pretty powerful of an energy, that sucks me in. I've got to circumvent that by actually proactively doing this heart map. That's what this activity is. You can do it mentally in your head. What am I attached to here? What's my fear consciousness want? What am I actually desiring truly? What are the holy, wholesome drives here? Yeah. What's going to inspire me and pull me to act from a place of love? And that needs to be fed, fueled, driven, right? So that's a heart map.